Episode 56 FZ July 12, 2023. Maine PM 2.5 monitor locations and 10 attorney generals suing the EPA to provide certainty to the wood stove industry. 11. Maine. Maine is not one of the states suing the EPA to gain certainty about the future of indoor residential wood stoves, to reassure indoor residential wood stove vendors about the marketability of their product. But Maine is the state with the second highest percentage of residents owning indoor wood stoves, second only to Vermont, which has the greatest percentage of residents owning indoor wood stoves, among U.S. states. Excerpts from Wikipedia edited by Rozep for brevity and clarity and relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates. 11. The Maine Attorney General is a Democrat, Aaron Frey. Aaron M. Frey, born circa 1978, is an American lawyer and politician serving as the 58th Attorney General of Maine since 2019. He formerly served as a Democratic representative in the Maine House of Representatives. He is currently being investigated by his own party for a sexual relationship with a married direct subordinate as well as his handling of disclosure. Frey was born and raised in Dixmont, Maine. Frey attended St. Anselm College and graduated from St. Anselm with a bachelor's degree in politics, and later received a Juris Doctor degree from Roger Williams University School of Law. He later started a law firm in Bangor. In 2012 he was elected to the Maine House of Representatives. From December 2014 until his resignation, he represented the 124th District, which includes parts of Bangor and Orono. In December 2018, Democrats in the Maine legislature chose Frey as their nominee for Maine Attorney General. He succeeded Janet Mills as Maine Attorney General, and Janet Mills was elected Governor of Maine. Upon taking office, Frey stated that he would consider involving Maine in multi-state lawsuits against pharmaceutical companies. He later joined a lawsuit accusing drug manufacturers of price inflation. In February 2019, Frey became one of 16 state attorneys general to join a lawsuit against the Trump administration over President Trump's decision to declare a national emergency. The emergency declaration was made to allow the president to allocate funding for a wall on the United States-Mexico border. In April 2023, Frey announced that he was in a romantic relationship with an employee under his direct supervision in the Attorney General's office and called it an error in judgment to not reassign the employee to a new supervisor. In an email to office staff, Frey identified the employee as an assistant attorney general and disclosed that the relationship had begun in August 2022. The revelation was made after the Bangor Daily News began investigating tips about Frey's relationship. Within Maine's borders, as of July 12, 2023, there are only 9 or so $100,000 or more EPA regulatory PM 2.5 monitors, the first at Acadia NP, McFarland, the second Bangor MSS, the third at Lewiston, the fourth at Micmac, the fifth at Portland, Deering Oaks, the sixth at Portland, Tukey's Bridge, the seventh at Presque Riverside, the eighth at Rumford, and the ninth at Sipiac, Maine, and much more than 9 Purple Air PM 2.5 monitors on the Maine Air Now map of smoke and fire. Purple Air PM 2.5. Monitors are low-cost, around $249 laser monitors usually owned by near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners, side-by-side on US EPA AirNow maps of smoke and fire. Official EPA PM 2.5 monitors are round circles on the map and Purple Air PM 2.5 monitors are small squares on the map. For instance, Portland, Maine has 2 official EPA PM 2.5 monitors and 5 visible Purple Air PM 2.5 monitors around the Portland, Maine area. The following 4 landmarks, 11-1 to 11-4, are used by Rozep to orient readers to the map of Maine. Madawaska is farthest north, Eastport is farthest east, Jackman is farthest west central and Kittery is farthest south. 11-1, Madawaska, Maine is the northernmost municipality on a road map of Maine. Madawaska is a town in Aroostook County, Maine, United States. The population was 3,867 at the 2020 census. 2. Madawaska is opposite Edmundston, Madawaska County in New Brunswick, Canada, to which it is connected by the Edmundston-Madawaska Bridge over the St. John River. The majority of its residents speak French, 83.4% of the population speak French at home. 11-22, Eastport, Maine is the easternmost located municipality on a road map of Maine. Eastport is a city and archipelago in Washington County, Maine, United States. The population was 1,288 at the 2020 census, making Eastport the least populous city in Maine. 2. The principal island is Moose Island, which is connected to the mainland by a causeway. Eastport is the easternmost city in the continental United States, although the nearby town of Lubec is the easternmost municipality. 11-3, Jackman, Maine is the westernmost centrally located municipality on a road map of Maine. Jackman is a town in Somerset County, Maine, United States. The population was 782 at the 2020 census. 11-4, Kittery, Maine is the southernmost municipality on a road map of Maine. Kittery is a town in York County, Maine, United States. Home to the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard on Seaveys Island, Kittery includes Badgers Island, the seaside district of Kittery Point, and part of the Isles of Shoals. The southernmost town in the state, it is a tourist destination known for its many outlet stores. Kittery is part of the Portland, South Portland, Biddeford, Maine Metropolitan Statistical Area. The town's population was 10,070 at the 2020 census. Of the 10 states suing the EPA over the wood stove certification program, 9/10 have Democratic attorneys general, 1/10 has a Republican attorney general. Alaska. Maybe conservative media are right that the 10 states suing the EPA to set new standards for wood stove certification are mostly blue. Alaska and Vermont are the only states among the 10 with Republican governors. Alaska is the only state among the 10 with a Republican attorney general. The states suing are Alaska, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Jersey, New York, Oregon, Vermont, and Washington, as well as the Puget Sound Clean Air Agency. Excerpts from Wikipedia edited by Rozep for brevity and clarity and relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates. 1. The Alaska Attorney General is a Republican, Treg Taylor. Treg R. Taylor, Treg Taylor, is an American attorney and politician serving as the Alaska Attorney General. He assumed office in an acting capacity on January 30, 2021, succeeding Ed Sniffen, who resigned after being appointed to the position 2 weeks before. 2. The Illinois Attorney General is a Democrat, Kwame Raoul. Kwame Raoul, born September 30, 1964, is an American lawyer and politician who has been the Attorney General of Illinois since 2019. Raoul represented the 13th District in the Illinois Senate from 2004 to 2019. Initially appointed to fill the seat vacated by Barack Obama when Obama was elected to the U.S. Senate in 2004, Raoul won subsequent election and re-election. He served as chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee, vice chair of the Senate Criminal Law Committee, and as a member of the Executive, Gaming, Insurance and Public Health Committees. 3. The Maryland Attorney General is a Democrat, Anthony G. Brown. Anthony Gregory Brown, born November 21, 1961, is an American lawyer and politician serving as the Attorney General of Maryland. He also served as the U.S. Representative for Maryland's 4th Congressional District from 2017 to 2023. His district covered most of the majority black precincts in Prince George's County, as well as a sliver of Anne Arundel County. He was elected to the lieutenant governorship in 2006 on the Democratic ticket with Governor Martin O'Malley. Both were re-elected in 2010. In 2014, Brown ran unsuccessfully for the governorship. In October 2021, Brown announced that he would not seek re-election to the U.S. House in 2022 and would instead run for Attorney General of Maryland. Won the general election on November 8, 2022, becoming Maryland's first black Attorney General. He is a retired colonel in the United States Army Reserve, having served in the U.S. Army for over 30 years. While lieutenant governor, Brown was the highest-ranking elected official in the nation to have served a tour of duty in Iraq. 4b. The Massachusetts Attorney General is a Democrat, Andrea Campbell. Andrea Joy Campbell, born June 11, 1982, is an American lawyer and politician who is serving as the Attorney General of Massachusetts. She is also a former member of the Boston City Council. In 2022, Campbell was elected to serve as the Attorney General of Massachusetts. Campbell was the first black woman to qualify for the ballot in a statewide election in Massachusetts. Campbell won the general election by a large margin. In January 2023, she was sworn in as Attorney General, becoming the first black woman to hold the office and only the second black person to hold it, preceded only by Edward Brooke. Campbell is regarded to be a political progressive. Campbell and her siblings spent much of their childhood in foster care and living with a variety of relatives after their father was given an 8-year prison sentence and their mother was killed in a car accident shortly after Campbell's birth. While Campbell found a path to attend Princeton University and find political success, her two brothers both found themselves spending time in prison, with twin brother dying in state custody at the age of 29. 5. The Minnesota Attorney General is a Democratic Farmer-Labor Party, DFL, which opposes Republican candidates. Keith Maurice Ellison, born August 4, 1963, is an American politician and lawyer serving as the Attorney General of Minnesota. Ellison was the U.S. Representative for Minnesota's 5th Congressional District from 2007 to 2019. In Congress, Ellison built a reputation as a progressive leader. Born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, Ellison moved to Minnesota for law school. In the U.S. Congress, Ellison's district included Minneapolis, the state's largest city, and its inner-ring suburbs. In Congress, Ellison was a vice chair of the Congressional Progressive Caucus. He also sat on the House Committee on Financial Services. Ellison was the first Muslim elected to Congress and the first African American representative from Minnesota. After his successful run for Minnesota Attorney General, Ellison became the first African American elected to partisan statewide office in Minnesota, as well as the first Muslim in the U.S. to win statewide office. He was re-elected in 2022. 6. The New Jersey Attorney General is a Democrat, Matthew Platkin. Matthew J. Platkin, born in 1986 or 1987, is an American attorney serving as the Attorney General of the state of New Jersey. A resident of Montclair, New Jersey, Platkin was raised in Florham Park, New Jersey and Morristown, New Jersey. He earned his undergraduate degree from Stanford University and earned a Juris Doctor from Stanford Law School. He started his career with the Brookings Institution, advising Congress on economic recovery after the 2008 financial crisis. Platkin served as chief counsel to Governor Murphy from January 2018 to October 2020. During the COVID-19 pandemic, he drafted executive orders and workforce policies for state government employees. He took a leave during January 2020 to serve as Senator Cory Booker's special counsel during the first impeachment of Donald Trump. On February 3, 2022, Governor Phil Murphy announced that he was appointing Platkin to serve as acting Attorney General. Platkin assumed office on February 14, 2022, succeeding Andrew Bruck as acting Attorney General. He assumed the position in full on September 29, 2022, after the confirmation of his appointment by the New Jersey State Senate. 7. The New York Attorney General is a Democrat, Letitia James. Letitia Ann James, born October 18, 1958, is an American lawyer and politician. She is the current Attorney General of New York, NYAG, having won the 2018 election. James is the first African American and first woman to be elected to the position. Born and raised in Brooklyn, James graduated from Lehman College in the Bronx before obtaining her Juris Doctor degree at Howard University in Washington, D.C. She worked as a public defender, then on staff in the New York State Assembly. James served as a member of the New York City Council from 2004 to 2013. She represented the 35th District, which includes the Brooklyn neighborhoods of Clinton Hill, Fort Greene, parts of Crown Heights, Prospect Heights, and Bedford-Stuyvesant. James chaired the committees on economic development and sanitation. From 2013 to 2018, she was the New York City Public Advocate, making her the first African American woman to be elected to and hold citywide office in New York City. 8. The Oregon Attorney General is a Democrat, Ellen F. Rosenblum. Ellen F. Rosenblum, born January 6, 1951, is an American lawyer and politician who has served as the Oregon Attorney General since 2012. She is the first female state attorney general in Oregon's history. Rosenblum was born in Berkeley, California. The family moved to Evanston, Illinois. Ellen Rosenblum attended Scripps College before earning her undergraduate degree from the University of Oregon in 1971, where she also earned a JD degree in 1975. In 1975, Rosenblum became an associate at a Eugene, Oregon law firm and later became a partner. In 1980, she became an assistant U.S. attorney for the District of Oregon, specializing in financial crimes. Rosenblum retired as a judge in May 2011. In January 2012, Rosenblum started her campaign for the Democratic nomination for Oregon Attorney General. Her Democratic primary opponent criticized the Oregon Medical Marijuana Act, and Rosenblum gained the support of Oregon marijuana legalization supporters by pledging to make marijuana enforcement a low priority and protect the rights of medical marijuana patients. In the May Democratic primary, she went on to defeat her opponent by nearly 30 percentage points to move on to the general election. In 2012, then Oregon Attorney General Kroger announced his resignation effective June 29, 2012 to become president of Reed College, and Governor John Kitzhaber named Rosenblum to replace Kroger effective that same day. Rosenblum became Oregon's first female attorney general. She served in the appointed position until January and won the general election in November for a full term. Rosenblum was re-elected to another term as Attorney General in November 2016. In July 2020, Rosenblum filed a lawsuit against the federal government, accusing it of unlawfully detaining protesters, after footage emerged of agents in unmarked vehicles, but not unmarked police officers, appearing to forcefully seize protesters. 9. The Vermont Attorney General is a Democrat, Charity Ray Clark, who was profiled briefly in episode 56 FY. Charity Ray Clark was born in Springfield, Vermont on July 15, 1975. She was raised in Manchester, Vermont and resides in Williston, Vermont. She earned her Bachelor of Arts degree in Political Science from the University of Vermont in 1997 and served as a policy analyst in the administration of Governor Howard Dean. She then enrolled at Boston College Law School, earning her Juris Doctor degree in 2005. In 2014, the then Attorney General of Vermont hired Clark as an Assistant Attorney General. Clark announced her candidacy for State Attorney General in the 2022 Vermont Attorney General election, and Clark won the Democratic Party primary election, 58% to 28%. In the November 8 general election, she won with 65% of the vote, becoming the first woman ever elected Attorney General of Vermont. 10. The Washington Attorney General is a Democrat, Robert W. Ferguson. Robert Watson Ferguson, born February 23, 1965, is an American lawyer and politician serving as the Attorney General of Washington. He was first elected in 2012. Prior to serving as Attorney General, Ferguson was a member of the King County Council. King County Council. On May 2, 2023, Ferguson declared the formation of an exploratory committee, a move widely considered to indicate he will run for governor in the 2024 Washington gubernatorial election. Ferguson was born in Seattle in 1965, attended the University of Washington. After college, Ferguson joined Jesuit Volunteer Corps Northwest and directed an emergency services office for a year. Ferguson earned a Juris Doctor from the New York University School of Law. During law school, he received a grant to provide legal assistance to the Yaqui tribe in Guadalupe, Arizona. Ferguson began his legal career in Spokane, where he served as a law clerk for Chief Judge William Fremming Nielsen of the Federal District Court for Eastern Washington, who was appointed by George H. W. Bush. He then clerked for Judge Myron Bright of the 8th Circuit Court of Appeals in the Midwest, who was appointed by Lyndon Johnson. After his clerkship, he became a litigator in a Washington Special Assistant Attorney General law firm, where he represented individuals, businesses, local governments, and Washington corporations. As an attorney, Ferguson worked with the legal team that successfully defended taxpayers from paying for cost overruns associated with Safeco Field construction. Ferguson worked on cases involving software piracy and successfully sued companies that stole intellectual property from Washington companies. Ferguson was first elected to the King County Council in 2003. During his campaign, Ferguson knocked on 22,000 doors in the district. Served on the King County Council, where he represented Council District 1, which includes Northeast Seattle, Shoreline, Lake Forest Park, Kenmore, Bothell, Kirkland, and part of Woodinville. In 2006, he helped lead the effort to create permanent oversight in the King County Sheriff's Office. He sponsored the Open Space Preservation Act, which protects 100,000 acres of open space. 22. Ferguson authored legislation that prevents King County from doing business with companies known to repeatedly violate wage theft laws. He co-sponsored legislation promoting the use of small businesses in fulfilling county contracts. Ordinance 2007-0146. Ferguson co-sponsored legislation in 2011 creating a Small Business Accelerator program. He declined to take a pay raise during tough economic times. Ferguson also helped lead the effort for an independent audit of the county's election office. He wrote the law that reformed the county's public records process to ensure that citizens can easily obtain records and monitor their government. In 2012, Bob Ferguson was elected as the Attorney General of Washington State. Ferguson received 53.48% of the vote. During the campaign, Ferguson visited all 39 Washington state counties. In 2016, Ferguson was re-elected, 67% to 33%. He carried 37 of the state's 39 counties. In 2020, Ferguson faced a strong Trump supporter, who said that Ferguson was too soft on crime and criticized his legal challenges of the Trump administration. Ferguson handily won re-election, 56% to 43%. Ferguson sued the Trump administration 97 times, leading 36 of the cases, realizing victory 22 times, and losing once. South Carolina, Dogwood Alliance. July 10, 2023 email. Excerpts edited by Rozep for brevity and clarity and relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates. Biomass is a false renewable energy source that releases more carbon than coal. Enviva is the world's biggest producer of biomass wood pellets. They operate 10 manufacturing plants in 5 states across the U.S. South, FL, GA, MS, NC, and SC. Most of Enviva's plants are based in rural environmental justice communities. Their facilities release toxic air pollution and harmful dust all day and night, every day. Their operations destroy 175,000 acres of southern forests every year. Enviva produces more than wood pellets, they produce harm. Sign our petition to hold Enviva accountable to communities. Take action. Enviva is destroying critical natural forest ecosystems. Their wood pellet facilities harm the health of the people living near their mills. Enviva is worsening the climate crisis. All while they take millions of dollars in taxpayer-funded government subsidies. We've called on state and federal lawmakers and regulators to stop this industry. Yet, Enviva continues to expand. They have plans to double production in the coming years. Communities on the front lines have had enough. We must resist at all levels. We are going straight to the source of the problem. Tell Enviva to clean up their act and be a better neighbor. Take action. We won't stop fighting Enviva on all fronts. Together we can hold them accountable. For our forests and communities. South Dakota, Rapid City. Your 2 cents for July 11th, Rapid City Journal. Rapid City Journal. If it's not the fireworks, it's the smoke from wood-burning fire pits. Our neighbors sure know how to ruin what could be very pleasant evenings in. Excerpts edited by Rozep for brevity and clarity and relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates. Your 2 cents for July 11th. July 11th, 2023. If it's not the fireworks, it's the smoke from wood-burning fire pits. Our neighbors sure know how to ruin what could be very pleasant evenings in Rapid City. Rozep View. The following dispatch from the Wisconsin State Department of Natural Resources, DNR, in Coloma, Wisconsin shows the dry conditions caused by climate change were exacerbated by a spark from a fire begun on wood pallets, to create a 830-acre wildfire, that is now 99% contained, by the efforts of fire crews. In conclusion, the DNR tells residents of Wisconsin that campfires, ashes from fireplaces, outdoor grills, smoking, chainsaws, off-road vehicles, or other small engines have the potential to throw a spark, ignite a fire and spread quickly. Please use extreme caution and avoid burning until conditions improve. Wisconsin, Coloma in Washara County. July 11, 2023 email. Excerpts edited by Rozep for brevity and clarity and relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates. Coloma, Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, DNR, fire crews and local agencies are on the scene of the now roughly 830-acre pallet fire in Washara County, southeast of Coloma. The fire is 99% contained. 3 primary structures and 17 secondary structures have been lost. The cause of the wildfire is debris burning. Previous reports have stated various sizes. The update to 830 acres is based on the use of infrared/satellite technology and location points taken on the ground used to help get a more accurate depiction of the size of the fire. The fire size will be updated as more information is available. Officials say the pallet fire traveled northeast and burned in pine and mixed hardwoods along Cumberland Avenue and north of Highway 21. Fire officials on scene indicated erratic fire behavior due to gusty winds and drought conditions, along with reports of torching with fire moving into the crowns of the trees. Several spot fires occurred ahead of the fire and were suppressed and monitored. DNR fire suppression resources and local fire departments are on the scene, continuing suppression efforts and providing structure protection. 8 firefighters have been treated for injuries and released. DNR Incident Management Team staff continue to operate at the command post located at the Coloma Fire Department. Waushara County Emergency Management and local law enforcement agencies are also on the scene. Alliant Energy is working to restore power in the area. Almost no rain was received in the fire perimeter overnight, so fire conditions remain active today. Drought, warm temperatures and low relative humidity are still forecasted, but winds are expected to be lighter today. Fire danger remains high across many parts of the state due to these conditions. Campfires, ashes from fireplaces, outdoor grills, smoking, chainsaws, off-road vehicles or other small engines have the potential to throw a spark, ignite a fire and spread quickly. Please use extreme caution and avoid burning until conditions improve. For the most current fire situation and evacuation information, follow the DNR on Facebook and Twitter, or check current fire danger, wildfire reports and burning restrictions on the DNR website. Arizona, Sierra Vista. Fire at Sierra Vista Transfer Center self-ignited from excessively hot weather, KGUN 9. Since the site has been cleared of the burning wood, there shouldn't be any smoke visible from the area. According to the city of Sierra Vistas, crews were moving and spraying water on the wood pile that burned at the end of June to stop the burning. Right now it's like a campfire, said. Colorado, Fort Collins. The Marshall Fire may have left toxins in nearby homes, Kunk. If a neighbor's house burned down in the Marshall Fire, the contents of, in large part because it was not just wood burning, it was homes and Delaware, Delmarva Peninsula. What do the air quality issues from the Canadian wildfires mean for public health? Delmarva now. The big concern is air particulate matter that's left after the burning of wood. The smaller-sized particulates and chemicals can make it to the Maine, Boothbay, Bayville Buzz, Boothbay Register. Reports have been received of smoke drifting from the direction of, as it is most likely David Merrill tending his wood-burning pizza oven. Boothbay is a town in Lincoln County, Maine, United States. The population was 3,003 at the 2020 census. It includes the villages of Back Narrows, Dover, East Boothbay, Lincoln, Oak Hill, Ocean Point, Spruce Shores, and Trevitt. Missouri, St. Louis. Paths for reducing harmful air pollution in South Asia identified the source. Washington University in St. Louis. Fine particulate matter comes from wood burning, power generation, motor vehicles and other combustion sources that emit tiny particles into the ROSUP view. ROSUP hesitates to publicize a new, novel, excitingly absurd way to air condition your home, using pollution. But this is being pushed in New Hampshire. Using electricity from biomass, wood, burning on site of a housing development. This is being pushed as economical, rather than say, good for the environment or good for public health. Picking the brain of someone who is choosing money over human health is unsatisfying, since that brain is stained green, green-washed, green with greed for money, or not whatever green is supposed to signify in other, supposedly non-polluting contexts. This brain works for the forestry industry, go figure. And this pollution will be directed at a senior living facility. To cover the high cost of new technology, included is a $1 million U.S. Forest Service grant for New London Place, to support this outlet for the logging industry. The writer does conclude it is, of course, controversial whether we should be burning wood at all in the climate emergency, no matter the technology. ROSUP view, this will destroy the environment but probably not investors' savings. Why not burn polluting wood all winter for heat, and then, to be economical and use the existing equipment, burn polluting wood all summer for air conditioning? Who's stopping you? New Hampshire, Concord. Wood-fired air conditioning. Really, it's a thing. Concord Monitor. To make financial sense when burning wood for a large housing development, I have recently learned, you need to do something that sounds kind of. Wood-fired air conditioning. Really, it's a thing. A computer rendering of the upcoming New London Place assisted living facility, which will have combined heat and power. Coldwell Banker. July 10, 2023. To make financial sense when burning wood for a large housing development, I have recently learned, you need to do something that sounds kind of crazy, use it to cool yourself. That's the key. District heating with wood is not a new thing, it's use of heat energy to power air conditioning in the summertime that makes it work, said an energy and forestry consultant who has been around the state's timber industry for a long time. Excerpts edited by Rozep for brevity and clarity and relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates. I was picking the forestry consultant's brain about two upcoming developments, New London Place, a 250,000 square foot senior living complex that should open in New London in 2025, and Ridgeline Community in Conway, where ground was broken in March. They hold promise for using biomass energy in large developments without destroying the environment or investors' savings, something that forest-filled New Hampshire would like to see more of. Both will have centralized systems that burn wood chips for a multitude of buildings, 44 one-bedroom cottages and a 106-unit assisted living facility in Ridgeline's case, and 12 cottages plus a facility with 96 apartments and 60 assisted living units in New London Place. This kind of district system is old hat, but these will be the first in the state to have combined heat and power or CHP systems, right on site. That's compared to biomass boilers providing only heat, as was done by the former Concord Steam, or only electricity, as is done by the state's wood-burning power plants. Both of those systems have struggled financially, with Concord Steam shutting in 2017 after 79 years and the power plant struggling to stay open without government support. Concord Steam's problem was that its income fell when temperatures rose, while the power plant's problem is that they waste a lot of the energy from burning wood, sending excess heat into the air. Doing both allows for more efficiency and more financial stability. Getting a 12-month load on the boiler, that allows you to make electricity and do so at high efficiencies, he said. The systems will provide a portion of the electricity used by the developments, which will still be tied to the grid. The forestry consultant recently gave a presentation to Clean Energy New Hampshire on new and improved technologies that are making combined heat and power feasible at this scale, like gasification, organic Rankine cycle and liquid salt for heat exchange. Rozep view, these expensive technologies sound like expensive and failed experiments in carbon capture of the past. Canada, British Columbia, Vancouver. I'm afraid of summer now. Vancouver is in dire need of proper ventilation. Georgia Strait. Wildfire smoke is a mixture of pollutants, including PM2.5, fine particulate matter that can easily get deep down in the lungs and into the Canada, Yukon Territory, Yellowknife, regarding the Wood Buffalo fire in British Columbia. Wood Buffalo wildfires, July 10 update, My True North now. My True North now. Several area closures are in place for safety reasons. The fire is actively burning on both sides of Pine Lake Road and it is imperative that members China, Beijing. PM2.5 at a semi-rural site near Beijing, China. Wiley Online Library. To investigate the air pollution situation in a semi-rural part of northern China, particles with a diameter below 2.5 micrometers, PM2.5, were collected. India. Decline in India's air pollution, but not when it matters most. Health Policy Watch. Health Policy Watch, however, the summary report shows that PM2.5 levels, fine particles, across rural and urban regions have plateaued over the last 6 years and India, Tamil Nadu. Air pollution in Tamil Nadu steadily declining over the last 5 years, says study, The Hindu. The Hindu fine particulate matter is defined as particles that are 2.5 microns or less in diameter, PM2.5. The study was done through two methods. A. Thailand, Bangkok. PM failed to curb pollutants. Bangkok Post. Bangkok Post. Chiang Mai, the Administrative Court on Monday ruled that Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha and the National Environmental Board, NEB, had PM2.5 health effects. Short-term particulate matter contamination severely compromises insect antennal olfactory. Nature. There is evidence that PM10, 2.5 m particle size less than or equal to 10 m, has more inorganic or metal components, including toxic heavy metal elements, and PM2.5. 3-year wildfire smoke exposure raises all-cause, non-accidental, neoplasm mortality risk. Helio. When assessing the impact of exposure to this type of PM2.5 on death due to a cardiovascular, respiratory, or mental disease, researchers did not. Short and long-term exposure to air pollution increase risk of heart failure. Pharmacy Times. The research was conducted by analyzing 100 studies covering 20 countries that investigated the association between air pollutants, specifically PM2.5. Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, see https://rawscpresidents.wordpress.com and click on the nearest right icon for the latest month, July 2023, of PDFs of articles with URLs to search on. To the right of that, stickers to hand out for RAWSUP https://rawcpresidents.wordpress.com/racp-sticker-templates-get-your-2 cents in games such as 1. Bingo for RAWSUP, 2. Crosswords for RAWSUP, 3. Endwood Smoke Jeopardy! 4. Endwood Smoke Monopoly Games, 5. A RAWSUP Flyer, 6. The Untwist It Game, and 7. Vending Machines for PM2.5 Monitors, and icon links to 30-minute YouTube videos and Spotify podcasts as well as podcasts on Amazon Music Prime, free for Prime subscribers, podcasts.google.com, CastBox, and Pocket Cast. Pocket Cast is only free on the phone app. Pocket Cast works on Apple phones, and, below those icons, icon links to monthly PDFs of articles with URLs to search on, from June 2023 to May 2022.